James, gratefully, deciding to sit back and join us this morning instead. So 24 hours later than advertised, Stratford-upon-Avon movie critic James Luckford. Morning, James.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming on and, being so flexible with us when it comes to the time. I appreciate that.
No problem at all. There are some good movies coming up, but I'm not sure for Sky Blue fans there's going to be anything that's quite as good as the news yesterday.
Good stuff. Right, so we are officially, I suppose, in the countdown now, aren't we? Really to Christmas. Anything movie-wise we should be sort of expecting for Christmas this year?
Oh, lots of big releases. Of course, Netflix is doing quite a big push with lots of sort of big specials. The sequel to Knives Out is coming, and Pinocchio, the sort of new version of that, and our good movie this week, which is in cinemas and on Apple TV now, and it's called Spirited, and Will Ferrell plays the ghost of Christmas Present, who runs into trouble trying to redeem a media executive played by Ryan Reynolds.
On a bitter, cold Christmas Eve, one dark soul is selected for redemption by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and yet to come. A tradition that continues to this very night.
Like A Christmas Carol?
Yes. If you would just let me get this out. Sit.
So out of all the people on the planet, murderers, people who do gender reveal parties, I'm the guy you're going to hunt.
Will Ferrell does a Christmas movie. It's always going to be compared to Elf, isn't it, this? Is that fair?
I think it's a very different sort of movie. Elf has obviously become one of those timeless classics in the years since it's come out. And this is a little bit more grown up, I suppose, and a little bit more of a bit of a musical spectacular. It's a spin on A Christmas Carol, which isn't anything new. There are a lot of versions of that, including a couple new ones on the way. But I enjoyed how this was put together as a kind of all singing, all dancing, spectacular songs from the people who wrote the Greatest Showman soundtrack. And it's great to see Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. They work so well together. And I'd like to see more films with them, I think, and see this being an entertaining choice with families for the Christmas period when you just want to get some laughs and feel good fun. Is it, completely perfect? I'm not sure it can compare to something like Elf. Time will tell. But I think it is good fun.
Good stuff. It's called Spirited. It's on Apple TV Plus, by the way, as well as being in cinemas as of today across Coventry and Warwickshire. That's James's good recommendation. I always make a must-watch recommendation, but James also gives us a bad every week, something that he, that they feel that we should be maybe avoiding watching. So what are we going for with this?
My bad this week is Liam Gallagher, Knebworth 22 in cinemas now. It's a documentary about the former Oasis singer's record-breaking 2 nights at Knebworth in the summer, 26 years after he did the same with his band Oasis.
For him to go toe-to-toe with his former band, it seemed ridiculous at the time. It's a big deal playing that gig.
I didn't think that we'd ever get back to doing Knebworth.
His voice! It ain't gonna carry in Knebworth.
I think he was nervous. He's excited. He doesn't know how it's gonna go.
I just want to get on that stage like a caged animal.
Those of us who kind of lived through the Britpop era, the Knebworth gigs were kind of the zenith of that whole era. So Knebworth 22, it would, I don't know, the fact that you're making it your bad, James, would suggest it hasn't quite matched up to that.
I thought it was disappointing as a documentary. There's plenty of a lot of nostalgia. They interview fans from all over the world, or all different sort of backgrounds. There is sort of I suppose, a technical issue there in that we're talking a lot about Knebworth in 1996. but we can't hear the Oasis music. There was a legal dispute between the Gallagher brothers that means there's no Oasis music in the film, just Liam's solo stuff, and that's fine. But it's a film that's very nostalgic, and so it's a bit farcical to talk so fondly about the past and not really be able to hear it. You know, there are a lot of fans with their records and tickets and talking about those days. I think mega fans will enjoy it. I think it's not necessarily a terrible film if you are over excited about seeing him perform his solo stuff. I think there was just sort of half of the story missing here.
Okay. Knebworth 22, which is also out in cinemas and on the Now streaming service as well. And your on-demand pick, James, something we can all watch on streaming services in our homes this weekend. What have we gone for?
I've gone for the Addams Family Values on All 4 Now. It's the 90s sequel to The Addams Family, which sees Uncle Fester seduced by a serial killer and the family welcome a new addition.
He has my father's eyes.
Gomez, take those out of his mouth. He's an adorable little baby.
Fine. Rub it in.
Children, why do you hate the baby?
We don't hate him. We just want to play with him. Especially his head.
There were so many great, stars that took up roles in this, weren't there? You look down the cast list on this, it's quite some who's who.
Oh, it's just fantastic. You know, who you heard there, Raul Julia as Gomez, the late great actor. He's just seems born for that role. Angelica Houston as Morticia, exactly the same way. She seems perfect, and that's sort of, those are the people I think of when I think of these characters. Joan Cusack is wonderful as the villain. I love the Addams Family movies. They're real comfort films for me, and I think they've held up so well over the years. A real family treat. Maybe a little late for Halloween, but I still think good to put on any time.
Good stuff. James, once again, thanks for being accommodating, and hopefully back in your regular slot next Thursday with us on CWR. Have a good weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
James Luxford from Stratford-upon-Avon, and their good, bad and on-demand picks for you this week. Accident in Hunningham. So just as you head... the